like you said, we always want to get the win, but I think at this point right now we're just focusing on the fundamentals of really dialing in and doing what you're supposed to do, and it'll come.
How much do you feel like you guys are starting to turn the corner on that?
Every game, every practice, I feel like we're getting better and better. Like I said, it's small details that I feel like we need to fix, and I feel like it's going to happen. I mean, you can feel it in practice, you can feel it in the game. Every game, you see something that's improved. So.
After a month of just a lot of change, you guys, game getting canceled, quarterbacks getting hurt, guys are completely. Does it feel like it's going to stabilize, and that maybe you guys can just go forward and not have to worry about who's in, who's out, who's hurt, who's not? Is it feeling more stable now in the last 5 or 6 days or so?
Definitely. I definitely feel like it feels a lot more stable. Like I said, I feel like it's mainly with us is just the focus on doing the small things, and I feel like with that, like you said, everybody's healthy and stuff. That it's definitely gonna make the team feel more stable and everything.
Is there something that we can't see as outsiders that you would point to and say, this is a lot better than it was last year with the defense that you really see? I've really seen some market improvements in this particular thing.
It feels more like a family. I mean, that's the main thing. When you're out there, you got to be able to trust your brother to your right and left, and that's pretty much how it feels. And you can, in practice, you can feel it in just the atmosphere of the whole defense. You can feel it, and that's the main thing that you want.
How much do you guys work on specific third down situations, and has the number of reps increased as the season's gone on, kind of stayed the same?
We always focus on third down and pretty much everything. We focus on every aspect of first. Like, we have different periods, but yeah.
What do you know about Northwestern? Just kind of how they'll come at you guys on their offense.
Definitely, they're passing the ball a lot more, especially with the running back being injured or whatever happened to. I can't remember, but they're definitely passing the ball a lot more. I appreciate it.
Have a couple players shortly, and then Adrian is probably going to be closer when it goes to here. So.
I like that face in the crowd. It's like, what? My kid, he missed 4 games. So he needs a PAT. He get a PAT on that.
Not right now. I don't know. Sam was here, but he got down.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear you. Time you guys get back.
3 o'clock.
It's not bad. Give some NFL on the radio.
Yeah, we listen to it.
You have to write something. You should bring NFL like on the
Depending on what market.
That's free, right?
They finally scored 30 points for the first time in 36 years.
You gotta keep the audience the same market. It's like 10 He was that way at Penn State. He had a lot of receivers. That's what I think. The Chiefs are
They finally get good. That's what that is. Jamie Sir.
This is too dark.
Is he still in the paper?
No, like 9:30. Yeah.
I once traveled to Ames, Iowa, Jamie, to become a Big Ten indoor trial. I went to an Iowa State game.
I was pretty sure.
I just grinded it up.
I didn't see this one.
They're in Marshall, yeah.
Yeah.
That Patriots Chiefs game was Sunday night.
Yes!
They flex that, or they?
Yeah, it was.
In Jackson.
That made it more day.
Test 1, 2.
You're done? Did you have a meeting on
No, they weren't.
Contiguous players. We'll vertically up for a little bit.
What's the mindset going out to Northwestern this week for you guys?
Mindset is just keep fighting. We know how close we are. We know that the little things are definitely killing us, and that's why we're emphasizing in practice. And we know what we're capable of. We just got to go out and execute.
Hey, personally, Eric, what kept you going, during your down on the depth chart? How you hung with it?
Yeah, I think it's just been the way I've been raised, and just the way Coach Duval's had us. Is I knew I was down, and I knew that's something I didn't want to do. So I know I wasn't just gonna roll over. I was gonna fight and keep fighting until my opportunity came.
Did you feel like you kind of came on at camp, or was there a point where you thought, okay, I've positioned myself to be part of it?
I mean, I think my performance in camp definitely helped show the coaching staff what I'm able to do. I was just waiting for my opportunity at that point.
How much more of a sense do you guys have for who you are now than you did even a month
I think through all the adversity we faced so far, I think the big thing for this team was seeing if we were going to fight or not when we were down, and we knew last year that was the case. So I think right now it's good to see that we are fighting, and we know that we're going to compete no matter what the circumstances are.
Is there a heavy weight that's built with just the losing streak, stretching back to last year? I mean, can you guys feel that? Is that something that's tough to get rid of?
Yes and no. I mean, that's something we try not to focus on. We just look forward to the task we have this week, and that's accomplishing Northwestern.
What are your thoughts about Northwestern?
They're definitely a talented team, very disciplined. They're going to bring their A game like Wisconsin. They don't beat themselves, so that's just something that we're going to have to do, make sure we don't beat ourselves as well and bring our A game.
When you guys go out, you went out there 2 years ago, I assume, right?
Yes, sir.
Does it feel like a road game? Because there's always been so many more Nebraska fans at that stadium over the years.
Yeah, not last year, but the last time I was there, there was definitely a lot more red than there was purple. So essentially, it just kind of felt like a neutral home game in essence. So it's always good to see the fans traveling.
Your cornerback spot, do you feel like, is that still, I mean, I know it's always an open competition, but does it feel maybe a little more unsettled still at this point with you guys rotating?
I think rotating is definitely helping us. I mean, we all get to stay a little more fresh, and each corner brings a little something different to the table. So it's good to have a good variety and mix out there.
What do you bring? What do you say?
I like to think I bring tackling ability, the ability to come down and tackle. I missed one last week and kind of upsetting, but I like to take a little more pride in that.
Northwestern's been throwing the ball quite a bit. Does that kind of make it a good challenge for you guys going into that week, knowing they're throwing the ball a lot more? Right now?
Yeah, definitely, and that excites the defense. It excites the secondary, especially from the game we had last week, where it's just a lot of run. So now it's our time to the secondary's time to shine, and we know we got to be the backbone of the defense and make sure that they don't have a good day throwing the ball.
I know you guys haven't gotten the results you've wanted as a defense yet, but is there something you would point to and say, this is better than it was a year ago, where you've seen some marked improvement?
I think the biggest thing is just our attitude and how we approach everything. That's the biggest thing that I've seen a lot of improvement on.
What's been the biggest difference maybe with just the overall defensive team? What do you like? What stands out? How you guys are scheming against guys so far?
I think the big thing is we got a good relationship with our coaching staff. It's like, hey, we don't like doing this. They'll throw it out the game plan, or we might suggest something. They'll throw it in the game plan. So it's kind of a lot of open communication, and that's something I definitely like a lot.
So you guys have more feedback this year?
Yeah, we get a lot more feedback, and it's not just like, this is what we're going to do, this is how it is. It's more of like, hey, do you like this? What are your thoughts on this? So it's a lot more open and things like that.
Is there an example for the Wisconsin plan where maybe a player contributed, strategy or thought that you guys made?
Not that I can think of right now, but it definitely happens a lot.
Anything else for Eric?
Yep.
Just a reminder for the people in the back, just to keep it quiet, especially when players are front.
They're not discriminating. I think it was hard, but I kind of like spot that. Yeah, it says came out of left field. Maybe it's more than Cincinnati. Cincinnati, South Dakota State, Central Michigan. Brian, they played Buffalo. They're just covering their bases.
Yeah, we just went to those, but Friday was okay.
It was like a little downtown.
Yeah, they have this area.
They taped movies in there because they have it's got the river and like that.
Oh, I could see that.
They taped some movies.
It's a very pleasant place. This guy kind of cared.
My dad's at the farmland in that part of Iowa. It's like some of the best.
It'd be a bad place if you not huge, not too.
I think Des Moines is that's the way to do it. Like an hour and a half that drive.
Yeah, it helped us.
That might be my favorite thing.
That's guaranteed.
It's on after the game that was on. They just announced that we had some first wins.
Right.
No, he's like 15.
Right.
Matt Warniak next, up at the podium.
That's very scary.
Questions?
When you watched it back from Saturday's game, how do you feel you did and the line as a whole?
Honestly, I think we did pretty well, but it was just the little things. Like for me, most of my penalties came from me taking one too many kicks, not having my eyes in the right spot. It was just those little things that became drive killers, and I mean, you just can't win with the amount of penalties that we had.
Do you guys think about the penalties a lot now, just because it's been such an issue the last few weeks?
No, we want to do our job the best we can. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty, but we're going to move on. We're going to keep fighting. I mean, when it's a penalty, you can't change it. It is what it is. Make the next play better.
How do you feel you guys just kind of going back to that Michigan game where it was a really tough day? You've come back since then and kind of rallied maybe?
I think we've just been doing what we've been taught, trusting our technique, and just really counting on our man to our left, man to our right, just believing in ourselves, believing in our coaches, and believing in our teammates. And I think it's just we're on the right track to where we need to go.
When you, today at practice, what do you sense the spirit of things were?
Really the same as always. I mean, this group of guys, like, it's a great group of guys from really seniors to freshmen. Like, we've got the work ethic. Like, no matter what happens the day before or the week before, like, what's our main focus is that day, and we're going to give it everything we got, from just effort, technique. We're going to try and make it as perfect as we can.
When you see when you have to see the number of yards you put up the last couple of weeks, and then with the penalties, I mean, is it frustrating? Is it encouraging? Is it both?
I mean, really, it's both. I mean, like, we're getting production, but we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I mean, we're driving the ball down, and then all of a sudden that big play's negated because I had a hold. I mean, it's frustrating. Like, no one wants that. Like, we want it to be perfect. We want to win games, plain and simple. But we just kept hurting ourselves in the end, to where everything that we got moving forward either got brought back or just was negated.
Does it take time to get used to a new quarterback with Adrian Martinez this year? I guess what points are you guys
I mean, really, I mean, Adrian, he's an amazing player. I mean, he's an 18-year-old kid that came in and took the reins of really a good Big Ten offense. I mean, the only difference is he's pretty mobile. I mean, he's definitely a switch up from a pocket passer, and it's a little more exciting, especially when he decides to scramble. Just trying to give him all the time in the world. So, I mean, like, he's a young quarterback, so I mean, we just got to give him as much time as he wants. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Is
Is there something in particular you have to do as a lineman when you have a quarterback like that, where you know he could end up at any point on the field while he's trying to throw the ball?
For the most part, I mean, the easiest way to negate that is just give him a good pocket. I mean, if we open up windows, if we lock our guys down, and he can just sit there all day, then it makes our job a lot easier. If he does end up getting flushed out, then it's just try and get as close as you can to him and stop the nearest guy from getting close.
What's he like in the huddle?
Well, we don't really huddle, but on the sideline, I mean, he's, for an 18-year-old, I mean, he's amazing. Like, he's a calm demeanor guy. He's never down on himself. He's always wanting to push it forward. I mean, he's going to be a fantastic player, and even better than what he is now.
Have you seen, even with the number of veteran guys you have on offense, have you seen his leadership role change, maybe even since camp ended?
I'd say he's gotten a little more vocal since he's getting more comfortable around the guys and more comfortable with the offense. I think he's also believing in himself more because, I mean, he's doing amazing things. I mean, it's just he's getting more comfortable. He's becoming more confident. And he's just turning into an all-around great leader, great person, and great player.
As a guy who still has a couple of years of eligibility left, can you allow yourself to look at the big picture at all, what you're trying to build over the next couple of years?
I mean, honestly, like I see what we're going to be, and I know what we're going to be, but my main focus is now. I mean, I'm not really a guy that's going to be like, oh, we'll get it next week, or we're going to get it tomorrow. Like, I want it now. Like, I want it now, and that's my main focus is right here, right now.
You guys get to play against the defense all the time. I mean, how much steps have you seen them take as well?
They've been growing week by week, day by day. I mean, they come off the ball harder, they strike harder. I mean, it's just every day they've been getting better and better, from our starters to our twos to our scout team guys. I mean, it's a team that's constantly growing, and it's really encouraging from all around. I mean, despite our record, people are still coming to work from the top down, and it's really encouraging.
Matt, have you got to look at Northwestern's defense, particularly their ends up front?
I haven't gotten too in depth with their scout. I know they're a little bit bigger on the DN side, so I'm still pretty basic on what I know about them.
They've given you guys some problems though in the past as to their front and what they do. I mean, what are some of the things that jumped out just in your experience watching and playing against Northwestern? They come to work. I mean, they're a team that's not going to back down. They're a team that's going to fight with everything they got. And I mean, it's always respectable. I mean, I love games like that. I love going against teams that refuse to quit and will always fight.
Are there some young guys we don't know as much about who aren't starting on that O-line that you see, like, okay, they're starting to get it?
Yeah, I'd say there's a few guys. I mean, from I'd say Sichterman, my backup, he's grown a tremendous amount. I mean, he's always encouraging. I mean, he constantly pushes me to be better and better. Christian, he's always been a solid technique guy. He's always, he's there. He's going to do what he can the best he can. And then John, he too is just. It's a sound group that's always going to be pushing each other, which is always something fun to have.
How has Will adjusted, and how have you helped him along?
I think he's doing pretty well. I mean, he's getting used to guys being a little bit bigger than him now, especially with the twins, Carlos Khalil, Damian. I think he's getting used to kind of having a little bit of a weight disadvantage, especially since he's younger. But I think he's doing pretty well when he's standing on his own.
Thank you.
No problem.
I mean, within reason, I'm not real concerned with. Okay.
I heard it. Were you against the cross line or no? You took him on. Yeah, this is great.
Whatever reason, I don't really care what you guys do here.
It's so much better than the ones I've had.
Like, I'm now trying to decide
I got
what could we get away with.
Yeah, it does. It does pretty well.
I think that was from my picture a year ago, years ago, I was in school. We had a reunion. Yeah, they were in the team football. It was fun.
Yes. He says some things, and you just like look at like, Monday night football, he has like the most like no-name
What's up?
Who's the sideline guy? He like just made messed up, like down and down. Feel like it's third down. 30. There might be one done. McDonough took himself off the street. They're in the double digits, which is crazy. You go to see 2 hour that was more him and Charlotte. One of those stations. Him and Durham without a doubt. Make your day a little better. The guy that's going to be the next Joe Davis. He's the guy who's ready to a box. In a box call. They fired the other Raiders announcer got fired because he was critical of Al Davis and Mark Davis, so they just fired him. He was a talk radio host as well, and I think he was critical on his show about the Davis getting fired. But they're moving to Vegas, so it's like, I think Musburger being his gambling guy now. ESPN really treated Musburger really well, and like they stuck him on like SEC Network as well. He was doing like FCS games versus like.
He didn't win 11, he didn't win 9 games.
It's like watching Muhammad Ali fight at the end of his career. He gets that bad fight, just like, why are you putting Musburger on bad games? He always made like references. Well, I know there's some members in the desert that are interested on the final outcome of this play.
He's doing weird stuff like commenting on the game in the stands. That's how it be really.
Oh boy, the quarterback at Alabama. That's where you get right there.
All you youngsters out there, this is why you play quarterback.
Not all.
We get it.
Are you looking at me?
He'll get all day.
Jesse Palmer still. I don't notice him on ESPN very much.
He's doing something, and I've seen him.
We don't watch good football games that much more. I'm sure he's still there.
Wow.
I think Joel Black's the best guy. He's going to get a couple NFL Sunday TV games. You know that, right? I don't know how many, but he's on the list to get a few. For CBS, I think, or Fox. I think it's Fox, because he's Big Ten Network Fox.
I agree.
You got to do some Major League Baseball on Fox this year too, like like the Saturday, Sunday night games that are national TV. You got to do like Cubs game or it was like national TV.
bring Adrian Martinez in.
All right, questions? Adrian, anything about film, going back through it that you learned about your game on Saturday?
I would say I probably left at least 10 completions on the field. Made a couple mistakes, obviously, but not as bad. I think I was, obviously a little hard on myself, but I think that's the way it needs to be.
Maybe do you sense a breakthrough? I mean, do you just feel like you're right on the edge of breaking through a goal in here?
I would say so. I would say so. Our team definitely has a little bit new energy to it. I feel like this past week we were really gelling well. It's definitely bound to happen soon, I believe. I feel good. We just need to keep preparing and keep believing in ourselves, regardless, just going to each week knowing we can win this game.
As far as like check downs and throwing the ball away, how far have you come in that area, and how much more improvement do you want to see? Because sometimes I know a competitive guy, you don't want to throw it away. You want to try to find the play down the field. Yeah,
definitely. I could definitely do a better job of that. I think I've made some progress. I threw the ball a few times against Wisconsin. There was one time I tried throwing the ball away. I almost got it picked off. Definitely need some improvement in that area, and knowing when to find the check down, knowing when to throw hot when a blitz is coming. I made a mistake on that against Wisconsin as well. Definitely room to improve there. I think that just comes with awareness and experience, as I progress.
How much more confidence do you have in your passing game? Because a lot of freshman quarterbacks look to run instead of to throw. Where's that confidence at right now?
I feel very confident in my throwing ability, and I think it really goes to my confidence in our receivers and our offensive line and the guys I have around me. I know they can make plays, and I know if I distribute the ball the way I should, we'll be successful offensively. I think we have all the tools to be a really good offense.
Where do you feel like you've grown the most as a quarterback this first handful of games?
That's a tough question. I'd probably say a little bit in my confidence. Knowing I can compete at this level and at a high level, I would say so myself. I think there's a little bit of uncertainty kind of going in for myself. Obviously, the coaches were confident in me. I think my teammates believed in me, but I needed to prove it to myself, and I believe I did that.
Is there a play where you said, I belong up here?
I'd probably say that first touchdown against Colorado. I think that was something I did in high school, something I knew I was capable of, and it was just me playing football. And I realized, I could do these things. I needed to be a little bit smarter with some of the way I was running the ball a little bit, and obviously still need to fix some of my ball security issues that I'm having. But knowing that I can play at this level and do it well.
What's the line between making a play and doing
I think that just comes with being aware of the situation, with my surroundings on the field in general. Kind of as Coach Verduzco says, he never wants to take away my stinger, as a quarterback, as a playmaker, but just being smart. I caught myself doing a little too much on that one fumble there, and just knowing what to do in what situation.
This is kind of a little bit like you've just been asked, but you're 18 years old, starting quarterback in the Big Ten, and you did play last year. Given where you're sitting, is this where you thought you'd be? Are you ahead of where you thought you would be, behind where you thought you'd be, given all of that?
Well, given all that I've been through, I never doubted I think I'd get to this point. Obviously, with the surgery, it was a little bit of a tough path to this point, but once I got here, I knew the hard work would pay off, and with the coaches we have here and the guys I have around me, I knew what I was capable of, and I still don't think I've reached my capabilities. I don't think I'm anywhere near as good as I think I can be in the future.
With the knee, do you feel better than you did 3 weeks ago? Do you feel about the same? How's that?
Oh yeah, I feel much better. I think the knee brace is as much a precaution as anything else at this point.
With some of the penalties you guys have gone through, I guess especially offensively, is there anything that you can point to that you can do differently, or is that just kind of a product of what's going on out there?
I think it's something we can improve on as a unit on both sides of the ball in general. Just knowing we can't make mistakes like that, it'll really cost us. It could turn out from being, JD being at the 10 to us ending up all the way at the 45, like 2 downs later. So little things like that can make a big difference, especially in the Big Ten when we play quality teams, and just know we need to be as efficient as possible.
What is it, Maurice got more involved in the passing game this year? What is it that makes him a tough cover on the outside?
He's just an elusive, fast guy. I think we get some favorable matchups with a running back out in the receiver spot or the slot. And I think if you watch his get off, man, he looks like a receiver out there. He's just a very athletic person. He could really play football, and so we're not afraid to put him out there and have him run some routes.
Anything else? Great.
last minute. Jalen Allison.
Insert himself in the extra.
I'm sure he's already probably got it laid out, like he got Lincoln Riley.
Sure did. That said, Mike's been really good. Wow. I mean, that was. I think now we kept in mind. Brother, something like that.
It'd be hard as a young guy.
Pretty bad in multiple.
It'd be hard as a young coach like him. That's Mike's religious. Kind of like what he's over here. Some of the other systems back then. But the reception was. You saw that in 2002.
Youngstown's 2-3. They won 17 of 14 over Southern Illinois. Knockouts to Iowa State. They're a loser.
South Dakota's good.
They play the Jacks and then South Dakota. Those schools just have more money and more resources than schools like Youngstown.
Youngstown's got better recruiting, so
They do.
they could be like a transfer.
You know, they
do for SCS. Maybe for SCS. Or with North Dakota. Like South Dakota.
For all these kids, there's no one in the South. Or no one outside of like 4 schools.
North Dakota State's had an offer to like go to the MAC or even the Mountain West. I think.
About it. Youngstown, yeah, he's got Ohio guys. You got to compete with Ohio guys.
They're taking risks. You know who also is getting better is They've won 4 games. But they're like Xander's getting
I just uploaded it and I
DBs are receivers.
anyone who's missing is.
I mean, I agree they're just better. I don't think this is really.
Stanley, it's just funny watching like compare like what they're doing all those for like all the
Sam was clear not seeing why to get a game this year. State softball or district softball. It's like the first road game you missed in a long time.
There's really
I mean, he didn't do it. He just stood, I mean, it was just like.